"We can't have mothers here," she said, terminating me at 7 months pregnant. 6 years later, I saw her resume on my desk. My company was now Fortune 500. I picked up the phone and said, "Send her in for the interview. The full panel. Make sure she doesn't know I'll be there." My assistant paused. "Are you sure, Ms. Winters? Given the history." "Especially given the history, James. Schedule it for Friday at 2 p.m. I hung up and stared at the resume. Miranda Blackstone, former CEO of Pinnacle Advertising, now seeking new opportunities. Her fall from grace had been spectacular. A harassment lawsuit, federal investigation, bankruptcy. The woman who'd once ruled Madison Avenue was now begging for work at companies she'd once sneered at, including mine. 6 years ago, I'd been her star creative director. Youngest in the company's history, responsible for campaigns that had won Pinnacle 3 Clios and doubled their revenue. I'd worked 80-hour weeks, sacrificed everything for that job. Then I'd made the mistake of getting pregnant. I still remembered the day I'd told her. 7 months along, finally showing despite my efforts to hide it behind blazers and strategic positioning. "Miranda, I need to discuss my maternity leave plans." She'd looked up from her desk, eyes narrowing at my obvious bump. "You're pregnant?" "Yes. Due in April. I've prepared a coverage plan." "No. I'm sorry. We can't have mothers here, Josephine. You know the culture. The demands. Clients don't wait for feeding schedules. I've never missed a deadline. Yet. But you will. They always do. Babies get sick. Babysitters quit. And suddenly my star director is too tired, too distracted, too mommy to deliver brilliance. That's discrimination. It's reality." She'd stood, towering in her Louboutins. "I built Pinnacle by hiring the best. Not the best when convenient. The best always. And mothers are never the best. They're compromised. Divided. Weak. I have legal protections. You have an at-will contract. Your performance has been slipping. These past campaigns? Mediocre. We're terminating you for quality issues, not pregnancy. My campaigns have won every pitch. Your opinion. Mine differs. Security will escort you out. We'll mail your things." I'd stood there, 7 months pregnant, career destroyed, watching security box up 5 years of my life. My colleagues averted their eyes. No one spoke up. Miranda had made an example of me. This is what happens when you choose motherhood over career. The legal battle took 18 months. I'd won, technically. A settlement that barely covered my lawyer fees and came with an NDA that prevented me from discussing specifics. But the damage was done. Word spread through the industry. Josephine Winters was trouble. A liability. Unhireable. So I'd done the only thing left, started my own company. Maternal Media. A boutique agency specifically targeting the one demographic everyone ignored, mothers. Real mothers, not the Pinterest-perfect fantasies Madison Avenue preferred. Our first campaign went viral. A diaper ad featuring a mom crying in her car at 3 a.m., text overlay. Love is beautiful. It's also exhausting. We get it. Sales increased 400%. We grew. Fast. Turns out, when you market to mothers authentically instead of condescendingly, they respond. When you hire mothers and give them real flexibility, they deliver brilliance. When you treat parenthood as an asset rather than a liability, you tap into insights worth billions. 5 years later, Maternal Media had become Global. Fortune 500. Offices in 12 countries. Clients who'd left Pinnacle and other traditional agencies for our fresh perspective. And now Miranda Blackstone wanted to work for me. Friday came quickly. I watched from our observation room as she entered the conference room. She looked older, harder. Her signature power suit hung loose. Stress had whittled her down to sharp angles. My head of HR, Patricia, led the interview. 2 other executives flanked her. They didn't know the full history, just that this was a special case requiring extra scrutiny. "Ms. Blackstone, why are you interested in Global?" Miranda straightened, launching into a clearly rehearsed speech. "I've watched your growth with admiration. Your innovative approach to demographic targeting is revolutionary. I believe my experience could add tremendous value. Your last position ended under difficult circumstances." A flicker of anger crossed her face. A misunderstanding. Disgruntled former employees making baseless accusations. "You know how it is, success breeds jealousy." "Actually," Patricia said smoothly, "we don't know how it is. We've never had a discrimination lawsuit. Our employee satisfaction scores are industry-leading. Well, you're younger. Different generation. Our CEO is your age. I'd love to meet her. I'm sure we'd have much in common. Time for my entrance. I walked in, wearing the same style maternity dress I'd worn 6 years ago, a deliberate choice. Miranda's face went through a symphony of emotions: confusion, recognition, horror. Hello, Miranda. Josephine. Her voice cracked. You're the CEO? Founder and CEO. Though I prefer Ms. Winters in professional settings. I sat across from her, noting how she'd shrunk into her chair. You were saying we'd have much in common? I didn't know. That the pregnant woman you fired for being pregnant would build a billion-dollar company? No, I imagine you didn't see that coming. I opened her file. Let's discuss your qualifications. You're applying for Director of Strategic Partnerships. Why do you feel you're suited for this role? She struggled to compose herself. My experience speaks for itself. 30 years building campaigns. Building a culture where mothers were unwelcome. Yes, I'm familiar. How do you think that experience translates to a company where 73% of our employees are parents? I've grown. Changed. I understand now that I was too harsh. Harsh. I leaned forward. You told me mothers were weak. Compromised. Never the best. Do you still believe that? No. No, of course not. I was wrong. When did you realize you were wrong? When you lost your first lawsuit? Your fifth? When Pinnacle went bankrupt? Or just this week, when you recognized my company was your last hope? Tears formed in her eyes. The Miranda I'd known would never have cried in public. Please, she whispered. I need this job. No one else will hire me. My reputation is destroyed. My savings are gone from legal fees. I'm desperate. I was desperate once. 7 months pregnant, blacklisted from the industry, with a baby coming and no income. Remember? I'm sorry. God, Josephine, I'm so sorry. I was horrible. Cruel. Wrong about everything. Yes, you were. I closed her file. But that's not why I won't hire you. Then why? Because you still don't get it. You're sorry now because you need something. You've grown because consequences finally found you. But in this interview, you've shown zero understanding of why our company succeeds. I could learn. Could you? We succeed because we value what you dismissed. We see strength where you saw weakness. Every mother here makes us better because parenthood teaches skills you can't learn in business school. Extreme multitasking, crisis management, negotiation with irrational stakeholders. Patricia chimed in. Our parental leave is 6 months, fully paid. Would you support that policy? Miranda hesitated a beat too long. If that's company policy, that's the wrong answer, I said. The right answer is absolutely, because well-rested parents deliver better work. But you still see leave as lost productivity, not investment in retention. I can change. Maybe. But not here. Global isn't a rehab center for executives who've learned discrimination doesn't pay. We hire people who inherently understand our values, not those who'll pretend to because they're desperate. So that's it? No second chance. I stood. I'm giving you exactly the chance you gave me, none. But unlike you, I'll offer advice, start over. Build something new. Prove your growth through actions, not interview promises. Maybe in 5 years, if you've built something real, we can have a different conversation. 5 years? I'm 58. I was 29, 7 months pregnant, and unemployable. We all start from where we are. This is revenge. No. Revenge would be hiring you as a junior coordinator, making you report to all the mothers you would have fired, watching you struggle with the flexibility you denied others. This is business. You're not qualified for our culture. Security appeared at the door, a gentle touch, not the aggressive escort I'd received. Josephine, she said as she gathered her things. For what it's worth, you were right. About everything. The campaigns you've created here? They're brilliant. Better than anything we did at Pinnacle. I know. Your daughter. Did you, is she? Lily's 6. Brilliant, fierce, and knows she can be anything, including a mother and a CEO. She comes to the office sometimes. Plays in our on-site daycare while I run board meetings. The life you said was impossible? We're living it. Miranda left without another word. I watched from my window as she exited the building, shoulders slumped in defeat. Part of me felt sympathy. Losing everything you've built was devastating. I knew firsthand. But I'd lost everything for being pregnant. She'd lost everything for being prejudiced. There was a cosmic justice in that difference. Patricia knocked. That was intense. But necessary. Word will spread. Miranda Blackstone interviewed at Global and was rejected. It sends a message about who we are and who we aren't. What if she sues? Claims discrimination. With what funds? Besides, we interviewed her fairly. She failed to demonstrate cultural fit, a legitimate business reason. That night, I picked up Lily from our office daycare, one of 3 we'd built for employees' children. She chattered about her day, the friends she'd made, the art project she'd completed. Mommy, why do you have a sad face? Perceptive, like always. Just thinking about someone who was mean to Mommy once. Are they sorry? She says she is. Then you should forgive her. But you don't have to be friends. 6-year-old wisdom. Pure and simple. You're right, baby. I forgive her. But we're not going to be friends. Okay, can we get ice cream? Life moved forward. Miranda's resume went into our permanent no file, but her interview served a purpose. Every employee who heard about it, and they all did, understood viscerally that Global would never tolerate discrimination. That our values weren't just poster slogans, but lived principles. A year later, I heard Miranda had started a nonprofit supporting unemployed women over 50. Small, struggling, but genuine. She was building something from nothing, like I had. Maybe she had learned after all. I sent an anonymous donation. Not forgiveness, exactly, but acknowledgement. People could change, even if they couldn't undo the damage they'd caused. We can't have mothers here, she'd said, terminating me at 7 months pregnant. 6 years later, Mothers ran a Fortune 500 company while she begged for work. The revolution wasn't just in building a successful company. It was in proving that everything they said made us weak actually made us unstoppable. And somewhere out there, another pregnant woman was probably being told she couldn't have it all. I hoped she'd remember. The people who say you can't have it all are usually just afraid you'll take some of theirs. Prove them right to be afraid. Build something so big, so successful, so undeniable that they have no choice but to acknowledge what they tried to destroy. Mothers don't just belong in the workplace. We revolutionize it.